Imagine if a FIFA World Cup stadium in Germany had been named the Adolf Hitler Stadium, or the Heinz Himmler or Rudolf Hess stadiums. Would Germany have permitted that, or FIFA? Would they have just glossed over the names of those responsible for the deaths of so many? Would the fans have cheered on their teams under a banner bearing these names? The same can be said for the other countries taking part in this year's FIFA World Cup. Are there Radovan Karadzic or Slobodan Milosevic stadiums in Serbia? And if so, would FIFA allow the use of such stadiums should a future World Cup be held in Serbia? What about Argentina? If a stadium were called the Jorge Videla Stadium, would FIFA turn a blind eye to that? Would the fans happily enter these stadiums knowing the history behind these names? Very similar questions can be asked of the teams taking part in this year's World Cup in South Africa, especially those countries that will play their games at the Peter Mokaba Stadium at Polokwane, France, Mexico, Greece, Argentina, Slovenia, Paraguay, and New Zealand. Why play at the Peter Mokaba Stadium in Polokwane? Why turn a blind eye to the atrocities that he promoted? To the killing of innocent fellow South Africans, farmers, and people with HIV/AIDS. Did you know that Peter Mokaba influenced the South African government to deny the existence of AIDS and not to implement awareness and treatment programs? Millions have died, and today more than 10% of the population is HIV positive as a result of what Peter Mokaba stood for. Did you know that Peter Mokaba was the youth leader who incited his followers by publicly singing, "Kill the farmer, kill the bull"? And that more than 2,000 farmers have since been brutally murdered. Their gruesome slaying is so horrific that they are the most murdered members of any group in the world outside a war zone, a fact that caused Genocide Watch to include South Africa in their Stage 5 risk group, together with countries such as Bosnia and Iraq. This is the man whom FIFA describes as one of the renowned sons of the struggle and emancipation of South Africa against the apartheid regime. A man FIFA calls one of the true heroes of South Africa. A stadium that FIFA says holds much historical significance in South Africa. We must ask FIFA what that significance is, and does it include Mokaba's HIV denial and his murderous chanting? France, Mexico, Greece, Argentina, Slovenia, Paraguay, and New Zealand. Are you going to participate in the glorification of someone who is responsible for so much pain and death in our country? And you, the fans, are you going to support your teams at the Peter Mokaba Stadium? South Africans of many persuasions are distraught that spectators from around the world are being asked to attend FIFA World Cup matches at a stadium named after Peter Mokaba. He was never charged for these inflammatory and racist words, and he never repudiated them. He never acknowledged that he was wrong in denying the existence of HIV/AIDS. And he never apologized to the relatives of those who died. Mokaba has blood on his hands. Ironically, Mokaba himself died of AIDS in 2002. Mokaba's legacy continues to polarize communities and propagate ethnic violence aimed at fellow South Africans from different race groups. The horrific reality is that the ANC Youth League to this day sings, "Kill the farmer, kill the bull."
Mama, yeah. Mama, yeah.
This is Julius Malema, the current leader of the ANC Youth League, who has taken over the role of cheerleader. He describes Peter Mokaba as his biggest role model in life.
Mama, yeah. Mama, yeah.
FIFA officials, players, and hundreds of thousands of people from around the world will enjoy the food provided by the very South African farmers, which FIFA seems to treat with contempt. These farmers are the real, true heroes of South Africa. If our farmers decided to act towards FIFA with the same disrespect as FIFA acts towards us, how will the World Soccer Organization cater for the 3 meals a day to be enjoyed by the world's football fans? In this respect, South Africa is clearly exempted from the type of treatment that FIFA believes is part of its ethos in respect of member countries. FIFA owes the families of the murdered South African farmers and the victims of HIV/AIDS an apology. The disdain with which it treats them is a blot on FIFA's copybook.